Hello everyone, back again with the promised new build. This is the Caretaker's build. I got the Caretaker staff and I just so happened to also have the chest piece and the pants, and I thought, hey, let's do a build and see if we can replicate what the Caretaker does to you as a boss. A full disclosure, this is not a Ring of Determination build, although Ring of Determination will work with it. The focus in this build is having as much focus and focus generation as possible. The reason being is that a lot of people who watch these videos are new to the game. They do not have the Ring of Determination yet, and it wouldn't be helpful if we were to just make every build about Ring of Determination. Uh, Without further ado, let's get to it. Main weapon is obviously Caretaker's Ruined Staff. It comes with the Rot Wheel and Pestilence. Plague Sweep is what I use because it's a very low cost rune. It's 22. You can use it at the end of your combo strings. I'm gonna have to use the ring in order to show you some of these. So the way you would use that is at the end of your combo, you'll finish up with that, and it will most likely kill or stun the enemies around you. For my main damaging rune, I use Pestilence Wave. This sends out 5 projectiles, and you can charge it for maximum damage. The weapon itself comes with the Rot Wheel. And Nova. Pestilence Nova. Now you have other options. If you don't have this weapon, you can go with different options. One of the options you can go with is Plague Breath. This one sends out only 1 projectile and still does a lot of damage. You can charge it like the wave. Next option you have is Plague Crush instead of what I have. This uses a little bit more, it probably uses the same amount. It's just a slower animation, but it does give you a little bit of distance closer. The other options that you would have, you can use Pestilence Recoil. This would be sort of like an evasive maneuver. So pretty cool. And lastly, instead of Pestilence, you can go with Plague Nova. If you're going with Plague Nova, you can switch any of those runes for a blink and really go with the Caretaker theme, where you can just blink behind or wherever you want to, and then you use your Nova. And it's obviously charged, so you can charge it for a lot more damage. But I prefer Pestilence because it has more range and you can charge it ahead of time. This is sort of just right around you, and it wouldn't work well if you don't have your blink. Right now with the setup that I have, because I'm using Dredge Knight Hood, just so I can make the build look like Caretaker as much as possible, you can go with a normal cloth, and this will, with this setup, it will put you at well, below the weight limit, and you will be in the light category. Also, something to mention, this character is level 29, so there are 3 more points that can be spent either on health or stamina. At 70 faith, you have more than enough damage to deal with anything in the game. For if you don't prefer using a staff, which is because it's too slow, you can go for this combo with the Sanglier and the Buckler. This is not something I've completed yet, so maybe we'll revisit the build and see what we can do with the wand when I do actually get my hands on a plague version of it. For your headgear, whichever piece you decide to go with, either cloth, leather, or mesh, You want to go for max focus increase, you want to go for health gain per focus attack, and you want to go for focus gain per buildup. And then also you want to go for plague damage increase. For your chest piece, you want to go for healing increase, damage taken decrease, focus gain increase, and infected enemy stagger resistance decrease. And this is especially good because your staff comes with plagued infusion, and auto attacking them also starts inflicting plague damage, so you can get your build up going as soon as possible and get a stagger. For the pants, you have two options. You can either go for focus increase, or if you are a bit more melee focused, you can go for stamina cost decrease. I wouldn't go for max stamina with this setup because we don't have enough points invested into stamina to get good returns out of max stamina increase. Instead, I would go for stamina cost decrease. The rest is pretty much the same, only the gem is different, and you want to go for damage taken decrease, focus gain increase, healing increase. This works just fine. This build will work fine if you want to use Ring of Determination. Uh, it's not completely specialized for it, but it will work just fine. There are tons of other ways that you can specialize for Ring of Determination, but I'm not going to be focusing on that. As it stands, you want to go for Jade Ring, or you can switch this for any other ring that you like. This is not a mandatory ring. You want to go for Band of Calmness, and you want to go for Ruin Ring. What do you want to do with your rings? And this is something that I have noticed nobody mentions. You want to get plague resistance on every single one of them. So you get 3 instances plague resistance out of your rings, and then you want to go for cold, heat, and electric out of each ring. This is because when you're fighting the Echo Knight, and most of the large damage numbers that are going to be inflicted on you in the Crucible is going to be coming out of plagued sources, and you want to minimize that as much as possible. Obviously, the rest of the resistances also help you because you will get the odd enemy that has an elemental enchant, or the traps that are in the Crucible. They also will be mitigated by a whole lot if you have good resistances. Yeah, this is a there you go. It's a rough starter. So usually with this kind of setup, if you don't have Ring of Determination, I would suggest having some kind of food that gives you instant focus. As you can see, there's a ton of damage out of this build. See if I can kill the... Oh, the leeches are dead. I was gonna kill the leeches just to get more stamina. If you kill the enemies with your sweep, it's basically free to use. Even if you don't kill them, the amount of focus you get back is probably enough to mitigate the entire cost. Hey, kill yourself. see if that will reach him. Oh. Again, you can play this as a pure caster. This is just my playstyle. I'm not saying this is how you should play it. You can play this as a pure caster, and you will have a lot of focus regeneration. As you see, this is probably going to refill my entire bar. And the sweep uses nothing. I forgot to take any echoes. The weapon already has Plague Infusion, but if you take that, actually then in the next echoes you will have a chance of getting enhanced Plagued Echoes. So that's one tip with the echoes that you get. So even if you have, say you have Electric enchantment on your weapon, and the Electric Infusion comes up, take it because it will give you a higher chance of getting better electric echoes later. Oh, it's just really garbage. I'm not entirely sure how this build will fare against the Echo Knight. We'll see. Get wrecked. Okay, I'm getting wrecked. That is really annoying that they lunge at you, and it seems to always want to go for pushing you off ledges. Seems like they always want to do it when you are at the danger of falling. Okay, just die. I understand this is probably not a lot of fun to watch, as opposed to somebody who's just blinking around and one-shotting the entire Crucible room without having any focus costs, but you can do it if you want to. See, the reason why this showed up is because we took that plague echo before that, even though we didn't really need it. See, you can one-shot everything. It's just the focus cost is if you're not using Ring of Determination, the focus cost is a little too high, or you can't really just jump around and do it consistently. Well, so you can do that. You're walking like an old man. What am I missing? Okay, here comes the real test. Fuck, get out. I got stuck. So it has enough damage. Obviously, I need to get used to the build in order to like do really well against the Echo Knight. I can do a lot better with other builds, but like I said, it this is the build. If you were to use Ring of Determination, I think it would just trivialize the Echo Knight fight. You can just like spam your spells at him, and he won't even get to you. Because as you saw, the fully charged Pestilence Wave actually just staggered him out of his dash. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any comments, any suggestions, do let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the build. And I'm actually really excited to see your variations of it if you do actually decide to use it. Thank you. Have a great day.